video. Oh my god, no.
It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling.
The counters are empty. The shelves are full of stuff. Yes, I did pre-film this intro and then move everything around. Alright, hey guys. Hi. For today's video, we're doing another episode of Wreck This Journal. I started Wreck This Journal a while ago, and I haven't done a video in quite a while, but I had a craving. I don't know why I just did that. I personally love my Wreck This Journal series just because it is a time for me to really be free. We're freeing ourselves of the expectations. I'm not necessarily trying to wreck the book, but I'm also not necessarily trying to create the best piece of art that I've ever created. I'm more just trying to have fun when I make the pages. I can do anything. Sometimes I really like them. Like this one, I love this page. But some of them are just a mess. Like this one. Let's get started on the pages, and, yeah. Okay, so here we have my Wreck This Journal. It's been quite a while since I've opened one of these pages. The first page we're doing for this episode is called Wrap Something with This Page. I have taken out a bunch of wrapping paper materials, and we are first starting with the pink and white striped wrapping paper. Kind of looks like a pink version of the American flag. How patriotic. I'm cutting off a nice section of this wrapping paper using my scissors, and then I'm performing various wrapping techniques. It's very sophisticated. I folded things in half. I cut off some of the back paper so that it wasn't too thick. And then I took out my caliber tape, not scotch, and I taped some of the edges so that they were nice, crisp, folded lines. I wanted to give the effect that this page is a wrapped piece of paper without actually wrapping the paper, so that is why all of the edges have nice folded lines. Wreck This Journal pages have rounded edges, so I did fold each of the edges and make sure it lined up exactly with the page. Now that the left side of the wrapping paper is all folded, I used a glue stick and glued it to the page. That's looking good, and now I'm going to make some folds on the bottom of the page and the right side of the page before I glue everything down. I did create a pocket on the right side for my tissue paper. So this yellow tissue paper is going to go in the pocket that I have created. I just folded it into various triangles and then stuck it in the pocket. And now it's time for my shooting star wrapping paper. I only needed a small amount of this, so I did cut my large rectangle in half, and then I began folding this into a square. The reason I'm doing this is because I want this to look like a present. To do that, I needed some ribbon. So I took out my 3 ribbons that I have chosen for this and started gluing them together. I realize this is a weird decision, but for some reason I felt like I really wanted the green ribbon to be on top of the purple ribbon and the blue ribbon to be on top of that to create one super ribbon. I don't know. That was just what I wanted to do. I felt like it, and I did it. Bold and brass. I know. Sorry, I'll stop quoting SpongeBob. One day. Maybe. Anyway, I taped the ribbon to the present to make it look like it was a present, and then I tied a nice little bow with the ribbon and glued it on top of the present. You'll notice that I kept the right side of the ribbon uncut. It's very long, and I glued the present into the page, knowing that I was going to curl this ribbon and glue it in a nice way on top of this page. So I took different parts of the ribbon and glued it into place so that everything would stay put. So yes, this page is 3-dimensional. It is very thick and definitely makes my Wreck This Journal a little bit harder to close now. I noticed the tissue paper looked a little messy, so I went in and manicured it. I also took out these little tiny white bows and glued them on the page just to make things a little bit more fun. Yes, my glue gun is disgusting. I found this yellow backing for thank you cards that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I thought it looked nice stuck right in there with the pocket. And here we have the final result for my Wrap Something in This Page. Fully functional with a working pocket, good for storage. I realize that this page is very thick and definitely makes my Wreck This Journal a lot bigger and harder to close, but honestly, that's kind of the fun of it. I really like the way it turned out. Let's move on to the next page. I chose this next page kind of at random, just opened the page, and it landed on this. Chew on this. This chewing hole was actually not done by me. It was done by my sister Alina, the original owner of the book. So, that's gross. As soon as I saw this page, I had an immediate idea that I began sketching. Whenever I think of chewing on paper, which is honestly not often because I do not chew on paper, but when I think of someone or something chewing on paper, I immediately think of a dog who ate my homework. After I was finished sketching something that incorporated Alina's weird chewed page, I then began using my Posca paint pens to color in the pages. The paper I'm drawing here is kind of weird. Most paper is white or a cream color, but I decided to make the paper look like it was an antique kind of look to it. Almost like we have a nice pirate scroll of a map or something. I don't know. I just wanted it to look a little bit different. I wanted to use some colors other than white. The dog is eating some very old homework. That's all I can say. I don't know where he found this homework, but he appears to be some sort of time-traveling dog. Okay, yep, I got the story. Here's my take on it that I'm just coming up with right now on the spot. There's a blue dog. He's a time-traveling dog, meaning he can go back in time and forward in time. At the moment, this dog has traveled back in time to the 1800s, grabbed a little boy's homework, and then traveled back to the future, to the present day, 2022, except his papers are now old and decrepit and look like they're very brown and antiqued, because he's eating the homework of a little boy from the 1800s.
What?
That or he's just eating some brown paper. Anyway, after I finished the shading on this time-traveling dog that is eating a old piece of paper, I added some highlights as well, and then I moved on to the eyes. I made the eyes these giant black holes in its face and added some eyelashes, which I think helped a lot. The dog was supposed to be cute, but he's actually a little creepy, and I honestly don't usually like creepy things, but this dog I'll give a pass to. I think he's actually pretty cute. I really like that the paper kind of gives off some pirate vibes. It's almost like he is a dog that is aboard the deck of a ship, and he has found some old scrolls and started eating it. I don't know, I'm coming up with a lot of storylines here. Bottom line is I really like the dog, even though he's kind of creepy, and I enjoy that I was able to incorporate Alina's chewed part of the page in a fun way. Let's move on to the next page. For the next page, I also kind of chose it at random. I just opened the book, closing my eyes, and got the prompt, glue random items here, i.e. things you find in your couch, the street, etc. I found this piece of paper. It has a backstory. As most of you guys know at this point, I am engaged and getting married. Whenever I say this, I get a few comments of people that are very shocked. They believed I was a 12-year-old, when indeed I am 27, and I'm getting married. Anyway, I had my bridal shower a few weeks ago, and I thought, you know what, I have a lot of stuff laying around from the bridal shower and the wedding invitations. Not that Band-Aid. I don't know why I decided to use a Band-Aid. As I was saying, I do have a lot of envelopes from my wedding invitations. These were my RSVP envelopes, so I am getting a lot of those back right now, and I thought it would be nice to incorporate those into the page and create kind of an homage to my bridal shower and my wedding invitations. On the outside of my wedding invitations, I did glue some paper doilies, so I took some of those and put them on this page. My sister, Alina, is my maid of honor, and she planned my whole bridal shower. It was totally a surprise. Well, kinda. The actual party was supposed to be a surprise, but then my aunt accidentally ruined it. I already knew about the party because I just know that surprises are happening, but I was gonna pretend that I didn't know the surprise happened, but then it got ruined, and then it wasn't a surprise anymore. But the details of the party was a surprise. I digress. What I was trying to say is my sister and I have very similar taste, and she decided to make the party daisy-themed. These daisies were all over the tables, and I took some of them and glued them into the page. After I was done gluing all of this wedding-related stuff into the page, I took out my glitter pens. I felt like the page was missing something. At first, I started drawing some flowers with the glitter pens, and as I looked at it, I was like, no, I don't think this is really what I wanted to draw. The flowers look really nice, but they're not really doing it for me. And then it hit me. I need a cute face on this page. There are so many flowers. And what goes with flowers? Some really weird, awkward bees. So the first two I drew were kind of a mess and scary. But this bee right here, this is my favorite bee. Oh my gosh. I think I want to do a whole nother drawing with just bees. I hate bees in real life, but this one is just so cute. Look at his little face. He's smiling and he's like, I'm just a happy bee. He wouldn't sting you. I have another bee in the top left corner. I like that one. He's kind of cute. And then I drew one more bee right here and I don't know. I could have done better, but he's fine. This page and the wrap presents page were both very junk journal type of pages. I don't know if you guys have seen junk journal videos, but basically it's something like this where you glue random items and it's like a scrapbook. The pages are very thick and it's very fun to look at. Sometimes junk journal pages look a little disorganized, but when you look at it as a big whole picture, everything kind of goes together and it's very fun to create. If you want to see more Wreck This Journal, I have a playlist linked in one of these two boxes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye!